First, a convicted killer fakes his death in a fiery prison cell and escapes, vanishing into thin air. Then, years later, another inmate turns up dead in that same prison under mysterious, brutal circumstances. Welcome to Mangaung Correctional Center, one of South Africa's most infamous maximum security prisons, now under fire again. This time, it's not about an escape. It's about murder. Inside the prison walls, 4 officers arrested, a murder investigation underway, and a private contractor accused of defeating the ends of justice. Is Mangaung prison spiraling out of control? An inmate collapses in his cell, but the truth is far darker. Pepper spray, blunt force trauma, cover-ups, and a private company scrambling to hide it all. What really happened to Mpho Mkumbeni? Today we break down everything, from the Thabo Bester escape to the murder inside those very walls. This is the twisted, unbelievable story of what's really happening behind the bars at Mangaung. A few years ago, the nation was gripped by the unbelievable escape of Thabo Bester, a convicted murderer and rapist from Mangaung Prison, a facility known for its high walls, maximum security, and tight surveillance. Bester faked his death in a cell fire, slipping away under the guise of a charred body. He was eventually caught in Tanzania in 2023, but his escape exposed deeper cracks within the prison's operations. Now, Mangaung Correctional Center in Bloemfontein is in the spotlight again, this time for a far more chilling reason. On the evening of March 11, 2025, G4S, the private contractor managing the prison, carried out a cell search in the Wolds unit. This operation was conducted by a team known as the Dedicated Search Team DST. Officially, they were searching for contraband. Unofficially, things took a dark turn. The following morning, March 12th, G4S reported that an inmate, 37-year-old Mpho Mkumbeni, serving a life sentence for a 2014 murder conviction, had collapsed in his cell and was rushed to the prison's internal hospital. He didn't survive. Initially, his death appeared to be from natural causes, but the story didn't hold up. The Department of Correctional Services, DCS, growing suspicious of the conflicting reports, launched a full-scale investigation on March 14th. What they uncovered was deeply disturbing. It turned out the March 11th search had been conducted without notifying the DCS's temporary manager, an oversight or perhaps an intentional omission. Later that same evening, the DST returned to the same cell, this time under more dubious circumstances. One of the guards had misplaced a backpack containing 800 rand, and they suspected the 4 inmates in that cell had something to do with it. What happened next was an alleged act of brutality. The inmates were interrogated, reportedly beaten, and even tortured. At first, the DST denied these accusations, but the truth has a way of surfacing. A sanctioned post-mortem revealed Mkumbeni's death was not natural. He had died from complications related to pepper spray exposure and blunt force trauma. The cause of death was officially classified as murder. Despite these revelations, while the officials involved in the alleged assault were suspended, senior managers remained in place. Their failure to intervene or report the incident led to the temporary manager withdrawing the operational certificate of the operations director. Worse yet, G4S was accused of trying to cover up the truth, allegedly attempting to mislead investigators and delay justice, an act considered tantamount to obstructing justice. As public pressure mounted, the wheels of accountability finally began to turn. On a Tuesday morning, following thorough police investigations, 4 prison warders, aged between 34 and 50, were arrested by SAPS in Bloemsproet. They are now facing murder charges related to Mkumbeni's death. They are expected to appear in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court on Wednesday. Police spokesperson Brigadier Motansi Makeli stated, "The SAPS is committed to ensuring justice is served and will thoroughly investigate this case." Mangaung Prison, once again, stands as a symbol of a broken system. First, it allowed a notorious criminal to walk free. Now it's the scene of a murder committed behind bars by those meant to uphold the law. All eyes are now on the Bloemfontein courtroom. Will justice prevail this time?